Hello, mystery friends. I was just checking my mic one last time, make sure it was on, and you caught me. I am so glad you're here. Today is the day that I launch my 15th book out into the world. I am so excited to be here and to share it with you. Whoa, it's been a whirlwind writing and publishing all of these books. And this one is the seventh um, book in the Paranormal Penny Mystery series, and it is called Twisted. You can see it. Which direction is it? Oh, I can't. Yes, there it is, up there in the corner of the screen. That's Twisted. It's book 7 of the Paranormal Penny Mystery, like I just said, and we're here to celebrate. And oh my goodness, I have so much to tell you, and I don't even know where to start. So today is going to be a little bit different than my past 2 launches. I don't have any really cool videos or guests to share with you guys. In fact, hi, Sonia. It's good to see you. Thank you so much. Do you see what I'm wearing, Sonia? Woo. Anyway, so I'm so excited to be here and share this with you. And I don't have any really cool videos or any cool guests with you guys today. In fact, I took a poll, and a lot of my readers, a lot of you guys decided that maybe just hanging out, talking, asking questions party would be best for this release. So I listen. If you aren't part of my super squad, like my newsletter team, you want to get in on that so that you can have a vote too when it comes to the next launch party, because I'm here to try to make whatever you want to happen because I'm so excited to share these books with you. I had some plans that I was going to do, and they just kind of fell apart. I was going to go get a tattoo because in this book, I'll give you a miniature spoiler. Penny works at a tattoo shop. So I was going to go get a tattoo and have you guys watch me do that. But who wants to watch me do that? It might be funny for like 5 seconds, but who wants to watch me do that? I had another thing in mind, but I think I'm going to save that for the next Penny Mystery launch. But that will be a cinnamon roll baking contest. The people who did submit to the contest already have already been talked to and already have agreed to wait and share their goodies at the next release. Hi, Jesse. It's good to know 15 bucks. It doesn't feel real. I am still shocked with 15 books. The very first book I wrote just to see if I could. And then I dared myself to write a mystery, and I did, and it just hasn't stopped since then. And that was 4 years ago, almost 5 years ago, and 15 books in. That's so crazy. Thank you guys for being here with me. If you just happen to stumble upon this and you don't know who I am, welcome. Come on in and get cozy. I'm Sarah Wale. I am the author of the Honeypot Mystery Series and the Paranormal Penny Mystery Series. That's the series we're celebrating tonight, as I'm releasing the 7th book in that series called Twisted. Penny Gets Twisted. The Death Picks the Playlist. And speaking of playlists, if you've read any Pennies, and if you haven't, I have a message for you in just a second. But if you've read any Pennies, you know songs have a big impact on Penny's mysteries and her sleuthing skills. So up in the comments somewhere is a starred little comment, and that is a YouTube playlist of the songs that were and weren't picked to be in this book. So when I'm about to write a Penny, I just dive into the music that I think will fit that particular book, and I make myself a playlist, and that is the playlist I made myself. You'll have to read the book to see which of those songs made it in the story and which ones were cut out. But that was super fun to make. But you're welcome to listen to that on another device. Listen to it on your phone or something while you're hanging out with me. Hi, Stephen. I'm glad you guys are here. Anyway, so where do we begin? Yes, Penny has black hair in this mystery. She if you read her last mystery, she had a little mishap with her hair dye, and so now she's sporting a black hairdo right now in this one. I don't want to go too much into book 6 because I don't know how many of you guys have been around for book 6 and how many of you guys haven't. If you have yet to start the Paranormal Penny Mystery Series, now is an excellent time to start, because in all the Bookish ebook places, she is free. The first book is Grounded, and it is free for the next few days. It's a great time to start the series so that you can catch up and get to book 7. This is by far my favorite Penny to launch as of yet. I loved it. I loved writing it. I've been looking forward to writing this particular mystery in this particular book for since I wrote book 1. And so I'm so happy to share it with you. And I just want to show you something really quick. So this is book 5. Okay. And that's the typical length of a penny. This is book 7. She's twice as big as book 5 and the books before book 5 because she has twice as much story. I almost made her a 2-parter, but I couldn't do that to you guys. I couldn't leave you hanging in the middle of this epic story of Penny's life. I didn't want to leave you with a cliffhanger that would just eat away at you until the next book came out. I might not be the wisest marketing decision, but I couldn't do that to you guys. I love Penny too much and I love you guys too much. So Twisted is twice the length of the others in this series. So just think of it as like a 2-parter if you were going to watch, a Monk or a Psych and it was 2 parts long. It's 2 parts in one book. So that's how I feel about that. I could have cut it off, but I just couldn't do that. I couldn't do that to Penny. She goes through enough. So with every release, I talk about my inspiration behind the book. And it's kind of, the inspiration always goes back to the music. And the dedication plays a big part in the book as well. So this book is dedicated to Mulder and Scully for obvious reasons. They're just awesome. But all of my books are dedicated to fictional people or bands that had a big impact on me as a teenager and in my early 20s. And Mulder and Scully were part of that in my early 20s. And the people we watched the shows with and the people we talked about the shows with, they were a big part of my life. So I had to include a Mulder and Scully inside my paranormal book because, they're paranormal, supernatural. Penny is paranormal. They go together. And TC is always wearing a long trench coat, and I can think of Mulder in that situation. I can also think of Doctor Who in that situation. So I didn't meet Doctor Who until I was well into my 30s, into my late 30s. So I didn't meet Doctor Who till then. So he did not make the cut in my dedications, but Mulder and Scully sure did. And they're in this book. But also in the inscription, a little bit further down, let me know if I'm being too loud. I get so excited. Maybe I'll scoot back a little bit. In the dedication, I have a special thanks to Hollywood, Maryland. In Hollywood, Maryland, if you are out there and you happen to be watching this video, you know who you are. And it's just a little thing between me and you to say thanks for all the car rides and the music blasting. We had best. Sonia, I love X-Files. I love X-Files. X-Files is a big part of my younger years. I love X-Files. It was something we actually watched as a family. My mom and dad would watch it. We would go over to friends of our houses and sit and watch X-Files every Sunday night for a really long time. So those are some really good memories. All right. So my readers wanted to do a Q&A with me. So if you have any questions for me, you can leave them in the description. In the comments, and I'll get to them. But before I get to them, I want to let you know there is a raffle going on, and it is in the description box. There is a little link to hit the raffle to enter in to win a gift card and to win this copy, this one, but have it signed by me. So if you want to jump into that raffle, it's in the description. It's already sitting there waiting for you. So is the link to order the book. It's sitting there waiting for you. And so is the link to order this beautiful cup. Now, this is kind of hard to explain because until you read the story, you don't know what this cup means or what delish mode means. But just know it means something in the book. And when you read it, you'll want to come back to this video and click the merch link in the description and score yourself a Delish Mode cup. I know you will. Delish Mode is a big part of this story. Yes, Delish Mode, not Depeche Mode. So while I'm here, I always get so hyper and nervous, and so I just all over the place. I'm so sorry, guys. Let me calm myself down a little bit. I'm just thrilled that people show up, and I'm thrilled to be releasing Penny. It still blows my mind that I sit in this little chair and I write these stories and that people actually read them. It blows my mind. And I am so thankful to be able to write what I can write. And I'm so thankful for people like you who will read it and actually be enthusiastic about it and like it and join me in my imaginary journeys with my imaginary friends. I thank you so much. You make my day. So to the Q&A, I have some questions here. So somebody wanted to know about me and my pets. In the summer, I was doing a NaNoWriMo vlog and I showed you my 2 puppies. And one is Lucy. She's a Jack Russell Chihuahua mix. And one is Olive. I don't think Olive will come right now, but let's see. Olive Snook, can you come see me? She's just looking at me like I'm crazy. And I kind of am, because she went from being like this big to being like this big. When she stands up in the morning to give me a hug when I wake her up, and yes, she does hug me, her paws come up to here. So she's quite big. I wouldn't be able to hold her right here. She's super cute though. She's a husky boxer mix, and she's over here playing with a Kong right now. You might even hear her making sounds as she's eating a treat. Anyway, Olive is only 8 months old and Lucy is 11 years old. So those are my pets. And then right over here in this tank, which you can barely see, I don't even know if you can see it, is Franklin the turtle. Hello, Franklin. And he's the one who stares at me while I write. He's even staring at me right now as he slowly sinks back into the water, because that's how much he doesn't like me. And that's my turtle, Franklin. And those are me and my pets. We have some chickens, but I don't really consider them pets. I guess they're kind of my daughter's pets, but I'm not very fond of them. They scream like raptors and run in weird circles. They're crazy chickens. Crazy chickens. Anyway, so what other questions did they have? The Penny series. What's up ahead for the Penny series? So I can't give you spoilers. That would just not be fair. So I can just give you my general outline of where I see Penny heading. And this is book 7, and I foresee Penny being a 13-book series total. That includes the shorts. So there's already 1 short that's live right now. So even though this is book 7, this is actually the 8th Penny story you can read. Okay, so we've got 5 more left. 5 more. Possibly 6, but I think 5 more. And then Penny's story will kind of come to a close. We'll see if I do any spin-offs or anything. But do you know where Penny started? What book Penny very first made an appearance in? I gotta get something to drink because I'm talking too loud. Penny actually shows up in book 6 of my other series, which is a Christian suspense series. She is a side character in book 6 of the Honey Pot Mystery series called Right and Wronged. She shows up in there, does her paranormal thing, and then here comes book 1 of Paranormal Penny Mysteries. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see if I do a spinoff of her later after the 13 books are finished. I think 13 is a perfect number for Penny because she's strange. Yeah, Jesse, Honey Pot number 6. That's right. So that's where my Penny series is going. I'm not going to give you any other spoilers. I do have specific questions like, are we ever going to find Penny's sister? Are we ever going to find who hired Pierce? Are we ever going to find out if Penny and TC get together? And I'm not telling you any of those things. You'll have to read it to find out. But I do know a lot of exciting things are coming. I'm hoping to end the series. Like I said, it won't be for like at least 5 more books, but I'm hoping to end the series and wrap up any questions anybody has. I don't want to leave anybody hanging, just like I couldn't leave you hanging and, oh, I glitched for a second. Just like I couldn't leave you hanging and make this a 2-parter, I can't foresee myself purposely leaving out some nugget that you really needed to know. You really wanted to know. In fact, I kind of give away little free nuggets here and there. Like if you buy Twisted, when you buy Twisted, if you send the receipt, like screenshot it and send me a receipt at sarah@sarahwalday.com, you'll get a deleted scene from this book. It's not very big, but it's a deleted scene that just kind of gives you a little bit of a snippet of not things to come, but where my brain was going in the background and what might be happening later on in series. You'll want to get that deleted scene. You only have to the end of the month to get the deleted scene, and then it's poof, gone, and it will be morphed into something else later for my creative brain food. Okay, so let me think. What else? People wanted to know about me and my writing life, but that's what they asked, so I don't really know what exactly they want to know. I am a homeschool mom. A lot of my day is taken up Monday through Friday with homeschooling. I love homeschool. In fact, I find a way to write during my homeschool by teaching my kids how to write. So that gives me time to write too. I also teach a mystery novel course at a co-op by my house, and that's kind of fun. Not kind of fun. It's really fun. I really have a good time doing these mystery classes with these high school students. They are geniuses. And I do often go home reading their stories going, I am training up the generation that will be my competition, because they're amazing writers. And every time I read what they write, I'm just like, yeah. Once they hit publish, I'm doomed because they're so good. But I really, really enjoy teaching that class. So for my writing, I just kind of sneak in writing wherever I can. At the moment, I get up kind of early. I used to be up really, really late, and that's when I would do the majority of my writing. But now I'm up really early. And so after I'm done doing the chores and going to the gym and stuff in the morning, I try to smuggle in about an hour to 2 hours of writing. My family is super cool. They help me out as best as they can, when they can. I have older kids, so my kids are teenagers. One of my kids has already graduated. They graduated last year. So when I say I'm homeschooling, I'm not homeschooling littles. I'm homeschooling teenagers who can sit for an assignment and do it by themselves while I'm writing. So yes, I'm homeschooling all day long, but it's not as restrictive as it used to be, because when they're little, they need a lot more attention and a lot more help. So my writing life is pretty much stick it in when I can, do the best that I can. I have 2 amazing alpha readers who read my work before it's even polished, and they let me know if I'm crazy, if what I'm writing makes any sense at all. And then I'll ask them questions, and they help me figure out if I have big old plot holes. And then I pay some people to read my books, and they read them and let me know again if I've left anything out. And that's how I make sure I have a solid story to offer you guys before I decide to get it all published and ready for you. So that's my writing life. If you have any questions you can ask me in the comments and I'll try to answer them. Let's see what else. They wanted to know about audiobooks, and everybody that's in my list, not everybody, but a lot of people on my list love audiobooks. I love audiobooks too. One of the reasons I started writing is because I couldn't find audiobooks that I could listen to with my daughter. That didn't have swearing or whatever in it. So I wrote some, but I love audiobooks, and I would love to have all my books on audio right now instantly for you, but I just can't. They take a long time to get produced and get ready for you guys. So I don't see when the next penny will be on an audiobook. I do believe I'm going to have an audiobook coming out this summer sometime, hopefully, but it won't be a penny. In fact, my next launch won't be a penny mystery. So just hang on tight, because there's another penny coming in September. I know that's kind of far off, but it's going to be worth it. It's going to be worth it. It's going to be a little bit shorter. It's going to be a quicker read, but it is fun. It'll be a lot of fun as well. So that will come in September. So enjoy Twisted. It's a little bit longer. Remember, it's 2 times as long as my others in the series. Take your time with it. Marinate in all the penniness. And then in September, there'll be another penny. Yes, I hope so. Okay, what else? I want to make sure I get to everybody's questions. I've already talked to you guys about the playlists. Music is a very important part of the Penny Nichols stories. This Penny is more of a, goes more toward a Brit pop from like the 80s theme. What was it? Is it called Mod? I don't remember what it was called, but it's more of that genre of music. And in fact, it's probably more one of the most genre specific pennies as other pennies are. Like I try to sprinkle some genres in throughout a penny instead of just staying to one specific one. Like I don't have one yet. I guess I could write one that's all country Western music, but I don't have one yet. But I try to sprinkle, like, here's a country Western song. Here's a song from the 80s. Here's a song from the 50s and the 60s. Here's a hip hop song. I try to sprinkle in different genres, but this one is more of that, the Smiths, the Morrissey kind of feel than my other books. This is more of that same kind of genre than my other books are. Let me see what else we're going to talk about. I already told you that the book is dedicated to Mulder and Scully. Anybody know who my first book is dedicated to in the Paranormal Penny series? Oh, that's a great question, Sonia. And I have a video coming up about that in in February, but I'm just going to tell you right now. No, I don't keep a series Bible. But I think I'm going to have to go back and reread them all and make sure I'm not going to miss something, because I really, really don't miss a single thing. I want to make sure I wrap up Penny really, really well. And when I do make it, in fact, I'll show you what I've got right here. When I do make the Penny Bible, in fact, I'm preparing to do that right now. I just use this little like happy planner, and I found this printable on Etsy. Oh, this way. And it's just a series Bible for the entire series. And I'll start using that. I don't want to go back and make a series Bible or directory because it makes me really tired. Because once I start reading the pennies again, especially an older one, two things happen. One, I find things that I could have worded better, because obviously I've written a lot more since I've written book one. And so I've grown a lot, and I could do a better job writing book one now than I did when I wrote book one. So I see a lot of that kind of thing. And then the other thing that happens is I want to write more pennies and I can't make myself settle down long enough to make a series Bible. So I'm really hoping to make one soon. At this moment, I'm just discovery writing as I go along. The most outlining that I kind of do is I'll mind map scenes when I'm stuck. So I'll have an idea for a Penny, like just Penny herself. I don't know if I'm talking too much about this or if you're interested, but Penny herself came like this, driving in the car with my kid, talking back and forth with them. I was saying something like, what if this girl spotted omens of death and then had to race to stop people from dying? Could I turn that into a cozy mystery? And then that sprung out from, well, what would be her clues? How would she have clues? And that went from anywhere from the omen itself to being the song titles and the song lyrics and that kind of stuff. And so once I spoke that out with my kid, I went home and I mind mapped it. Penny, in fact, he named Penny Nichols because he thought it was hilarious. So Penny is, in the center, and then I just ravens, crows, like just going crazy. That's how I do it when I'm making any scene. And if I'm stuck, if I'm not stuck, I just go with it, and then later I fix it. I hope they still come out good. I think they do. I love my stories. In fact, when I hear my kids, this sounds like a humble boast. I don't mean it this way. It just shocks me. But when I hear my kids like listening to an audiobook version of my book, I'm like, why does that sound familiar? And I'm like, oh, that's mine. And I'll find myself listening to it because I really, really love the stories. It's almost like I write them but I don't know what's going to happen until the very next word hits the keyboard. I don't really know what's going to happen. That was an awesome question. So when you write, Sonia, do you keep a series Bible or do you discovery write? And do you use notebook or do you use digital? I've thought about using a wiki, but I don't know if I want to take the time to learn how to make a wiki. Yeah, I love mind mapping scenes. That's my favorite. In fact, I use a humongous right across from me. You can't see it, but there's a huge whiteboard. Sometimes I'll mind map on that because the way the pin's friction hits the whiteboard makes it easier for me to think instead of the friction on the page. And then once it's all out, if I need to, I'll transfer it to a piece of paper. I'm very analog that way. That was an awesome question. Let's see. What else? I don't really know. Let's see. Did I have any more questions? I want to make sure I don't miss anybody's who might show up in the replay and ask me questions. And it looks like my puppy wants out. Yeah. And a happy planner. That's what I've got too. I just buy myself cute little covers from, like, I buy myself covers from Etsy, like little evil queen ones, stuff like that, to make it fun to do the work. Yeah. Okay. So I don't know what else. I didn't have very many other questions other than they all wanted to know what's going to happen next in Penny, which I've already told you. I am not going to tell you because one thing, like Sonia just pointed out, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen in the stories. I am discovering them. I have a beginning spot and I know what I want the feeling of the end to be, but I don't know how I'm going to get there. I know the next couple books, that Twisted is my favorite so far. The one coming next is even better than Twisted. And I haven't written the one after that yet. But I know what the theme of that one's going to be. And it's going to be really fun to write. And I can't wait to start writing it. All right. So I think that's a wrap for this launch party. It's a super short, just hang out. If you want to ask a couple more questions, I'll hang out for a little bit longer. I'm so happy you guys came to hang out with me and visit. It means the world to me that you're reading my stories, that you're putting in these chats, that you are here. If you could remember to like this video, comment, subscribe, all those things, it really does help people find me. It would really help my channel grow. And even though I'm a writer first, YouTube sometimes can help my writing grow because I actually think things out while I'm talking to you guys. It's another way I plan my books. Okay, so let's see. Don't forget to do the raffle that's in the description so that you might win this proof of Penny. Yeah, I'm glad. And you guys have a good night. I'll catch you later. Bye.